It's that time of year. NBA 2K27 is going to reveal a bunch of information in like 15 days or 14 days. So in this video, what I'm going to do is we're going to talk about one of the most talked about topics overall in every new 2K, and that is the builder. The NBA 2K builder. What should NBA 2K do? Should they keep the same builder? Should they tweak it? Should they go dual archetype, double archetype, single archetype, go to the old school methods? What should they do? So in this video, we're gonna basically talk about what I feel that they should probably do, what you know, and what you think you're gonna do. Because in the comments, I want you to put, what do you expect for NBA 2K27's builder? What was missing in 2K26 builder, and what needs to be in the new builder in 2K27? Now, at the moment, 2K hasn't dropped a peep of the news. They haven't dropped anything. And honestly, today is July 9th, and they should have dropped the trailer. They actually were supposed to. I mean, historically, 2K has dropped the trailer every single year in early July, and this is the first time ever they did not do it. Now, they could drop it tomorrow, but that's not how they move. They normally don't drop things on Friday. So it's very strange how 2K is moving this year. I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing. They normally tell us in advance, you know, the cover and to pre-order. Now, they didn't do it this year. So they may just have one giant mass information dump on July 23rd and tells us everything about the game, which is they're trying something different. They're building up hype to an event. So we're going to see what they're doing. But the NBA 2K27 builder is an important topic. Now, let's get into it. Now, one of the first things about builders that we need to know is that builders are heavily dedicated on the gameplay of the year. Now, what I mean by that, there's certain 2Ks that really only mattered. Builders only matter because you were able to shoot with low 3-ball. Like, for example, 2K19, one of the most popular 2Ks of all time, had the 6'10 lockdown, one of my favorite builds. And the reason that build was good is because you can shoot with the 50-some 3-ball. That wasn't normal. Like, in other 2Ks, you can't shoot. In this 2K, 26, you can't shoot with no 53 ball consistently like that. But in 19, you could. So that opened up a lot of builds. It was able, you know, you were able to play with a bunch of different builds. You didn't have to do that. You used to be able to get away with 75 3, 76 3-pointer, 78 3-pointer, and be fine. Now in this game, if you ain't got a 90, you're at a disadvantage because of deep bomber take and stuff. So just about everybody, it's just like 2K21. Most people want the high one. Although you can still green with the 70 and 80, you still feel like a disadvantage for doing it. So what do I think is going to happen with the builder? One of the main things that they added last year that was a big success to them is cap breakers. So I expect more revamping of cap breakers. They're not going to get rid of cap breakers. Cap breakers was literally the center of NBA 2K26. The whole point of playing, the whole point of making your build was cap breakers. So I believe they're going to continue cap breakers. They're going to advance it. They're going to make more creative ways for us to do cap breakers. Now, what I'm hoping is that they don't include cap breakers in the paid pro pass. And then, like, every pro pass, you can buy a cap breaker. It's optional, but you can buy it. If they do that, everybody gonna get it. Everybody gonna get the pro pass to get the cap breakers. So that's gonna be, you know, a thing that I think they're gonna heavily focus on is cap breakers next year. You even got EA copying cap breakers with their Road to Glory system. They got cap breakers in Road to Glory now. So, which is crazy. They done stole 2K's formula with the cap breakers. So I think cap breakers in the builder is going to be a very pivotal point. This is my prediction. All right. I also predict that it's going to be the same do-it-all builder. I don't think they can go back to no preset builds no more. I don't think they can. I don't think they ever will go back to the preset builds or the templates and the double archetypes and all that. I don't think they'll ever do that. The most they will do is make it very like hard to upgrade, create your own, and then those templates that they give us, the NBA and all them, they'll be way better than the ones you can make. That'd be the only way I could see us not still wanting to make our own. But the way they probably generate money is you to mess up on your build and make new ones because of the cap breaker. Because listen, the build you make now, It's different than when you started the game. When you start the game, you make a build a certain way, and when you have 24 cap breakers, you make the build a certain way. This is you spending. You could possibly spend money making the same exact build twice. This 6-7 could do so much better because I can send my dribbling from 56 to 86 with 5 cap breakers when I used it all in this other way. So that's gonna create. That's why it's so lucrative for 2K. That's why I think they're gonna do it. Now, I also believe that they're gonna keep that way. They're gonna keep the cap breaker system. They're going to keep the little templates. They seem to like them. They'll probably keep having creator templates. I believe 27 Builder is gonna be a even more revamped version of 26. But honestly, there was no crack in 26 Builder. I mean, you could say the 6-8s were better than everybody else, but it wasn't by like, to they're broken. They're not really broken. They're just good. I wouldn't say the 6-8s were broken like past broken builds. Like, think the 6-9 from 2K23, or the playmaking slasher, the two-way playmaking slasher from 2K20, like broken builds. There was no real broken build. Yes, the 6-8s had better stats overall, but I wouldn't call it broken. And also you can't really play crazily amazing defense in this game anyway. So it wouldn't even matter. Like the builder, for once, it's hard to really predict the next level of the builder because the builder isn't the issue anymore. It's just the gameplay. The builder is about what it's going to be. I don't think they can advance it too much more other than showing us the cap breakers as we're making it to stop, other people from making third-party apps and money that way. They're going to show us up front, like in the builder, the cap breakation, the future cap breaking. That's what I really believe is going to happen. So what I think will happen for 2K27's builder, they're going to be able to show us cap breakers in the builder. It's going to be the same similar thing going on. They probably keep 7-4s in the game. They'll probably keep point guards max height 6'7". Even though I wish 6'8" point guards would come back. I don't know why they took it away. I don't know if there's an active 6'8" point guard in the league right now, but 6'7" point guards will still be a thing. They're gonna keep 7'4" centers. I expect a very similar builder, but maybe showing cap breakers in the builder, because cap breakers is probably the biggest addition to builders since the builder came out. That's what I believe is going to happen personally for 2K27. That's what I believe the 2K27 builder will be. And they're going to change the names. That's about as most that I can see them doing. I did ask my Discord community. I asked them, what do y'all want to see in the new builder for 2K27? Comment for a chance to be featured in the new video. Make sure you join my Discord. Link to that will be in the description. Alright, so Moses Miller said, I would like to be able to use all the bases with required heights. However, the grades should be based on your player's ratings. So if I have an 85 midi and a 3-pointer, the highest grade should be a B+. Also, give me a preview of my cap break as I make the build. I don't want to make a build, load up, skip the cutscene, and then see what cap break is available to me. And I just explained that. I believe that is also going to happen. I believe they're going to show us a cap breaker because, yes, loading up, making the build, loading up, skipping the cutscene, to see what the cap breakers was always bad. Because, I did it so many times. You know how many build videos I make? So I personally would have to sit while I'm watching TV or a movie or something and do this before I make a video. I have to keep loading it over and over. So I'm sure it's going to be an easier way to find this out. I'm sure it's going to be an easier way to find this out. He said, going back to the old builder, they should just make 2K20 remastered. I told y'all, most people just like the old stuff, man, but I don't believe it's gonna happen. I don't believe they'll do it. JRT said, for the builder, would like to see a added feature where you know what build cap breakers in mind. How they know they give us thresholds for that weight, height, wingspan. Like I said, that's probably the biggest change that I expect with this builder, honestly. And Ice Cold, my boy, said they gotta somehow make it cheat proof and they focus on defense. The game will be better. Not saying it was bad, but it could have been better. We're gonna talk about defense in another video upcoming when we get a little bit more info on this game, man. But hopefully you enjoyed the video, man. Leave a like, sub if you're new, and there go another banger right there on the screen. That's talking about more NBA 2K27. That was my last video. You might as well click that one next because you might be interested in that one.